Not so fast.
Dash more.
Not so fast.
We are not so fast.
No, not anymore.
Apparently, we were not. I was extremely slow at what I just did, and I'm quite embarrassed about it.
I never was really fast per se, unless I was being chased, like by something or someone that was going to hurt me or arrest me. Then I'd be fairly fast.
I am built for speed and bursts of power. That's how that goes. Ken, man, how are you doing, man? How's it going over in South Florida? What's the weather like?
Powerful. Oh my God. Seriously, you're going to ask that? It's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's wonderful. It's this time of year. We're going to get hot soon because we have hot, and then we have hotter, and then we have the hottest. So we're actually at hot. We're going to go to hotter in the next few days.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I can deal with what was going on today, man. So we got told.
Oh, we got told. We got snow.
Yeah, we got snow. All right, we got told yesterday we were going to have quite a bit of snow, and quite a bit is actually an understatement. It's been insane. So I'm lucky. I got up this morning and I've got really, really good neighbors, and they let me borrow their snowblower. Actually, what I said was to my neighbor, Bart, I was like, Bart, if you just let me borrow. Yeah. He's a cool dude, man.
No, Bartholomew. We were just, never mind.
Bart's good guys. I was like, hey, if you just let me borrow because ours is coming in about 5 days, but obviously after the storm.
That's good.
And he was like, yeah, no problem. And I go, tell you what, if you let me borrow it, I'll go ahead and do your driveway too. He's like,
you'll blow him too. That's awesome. Very neighborly of you to blow his driveway.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been up for most of the day, going absolutely insane, crazy, because I've been going in and out of shoveling. I mean, at some point you got to clear everything up, because if you want to get your car out of the driveway, so the snow piles up everywhere, and then the plow comes by and plows the street, which sends snow to both sides, which in turn puts a 5-foot wall of snow in front of my driveway, which is just the greatest thing in the possible world. I mean,
people could drive by clearly, though. I mean, that's necessary. We need clear roads.
Anyway, so as of we definitely had a lot, but as of 40 minutes ago, this is what we had.
Whoa.
18 inches of snow, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That's kind of ridiculous. And it's only going to get worse overnight. So anyway, I'm tired of shoveling. I had to do a lot of the manual shoveling too. You just can't get around that. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's a good thing I'm in shape. Everything's good.
Why does production put up the picture of your house in the snow? And I sent them beautiful pictures of my patio and the pool and the sun today, and that picture doesn't get put up.
I don't know. It's just not as newsworthy, I guess.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for you out there in the snow.
No, I chose to live here 17 years. Hey, as the Peas once said, let's get it started. Great job to the production department. If they didn't put on air in one of those slides, we would have never known that we were live or even on air. So that's pretty pimp. Good job, guys.
Still don't know when that thing starts.
Let's get to some hellos, since we always do that. Dirty Dave in the house, checking in first. What's going on, dude? Good to see you as always. I hope you are still. What's that? What?
Nothing.
Did you say something?
No. Stuff's coming.
Who's this chick?
I know that chick.
Yeah, Manuel, they are, but we don't need to talk about that right now. We're gonna just move on. We're gonna move on, and it is still coming down. Jade said she wants to beat the Mannheimers. I agree.
Come on down. Everybody is welcome here. I mean, not everybody, but certain folks.
Even
you guys certainly are. Yeah, absolutely. No, the snow is absolutely not welcome here. That is why we live here.
Larry from Minnesota probably has absolutely.
He's gonna have some snow, I think.
He's just got no feel for me at all. He's like, listen here, tough guy. Why don't you come to Minnesota for a winter? Let's talk about your Denver snow for 3.5 months. Anyway, so what are we here for today? What are we here for today?
Today is a day of speaking about whether we would commend or possibly condemn an artist for covering somebody else's songs. And we came up with a lot of them. So it was one of these things where like, oh, hold on, man. We only do like a quick show here. We're only going to be here for like 20 more minutes. So stick with us. Check this thing out. It's going to go fast. So hang on. But there's so many songs that we discussed. And I'm sure just thinking on the top of your heads right now of all the different cover songs, you're coming up with a few and some you like, some you don't like. We're going to talk about a few we like, a few we don't like, a few we feel like, hey, that was great. Maybe that wasn't. And some that you might have not even known was a cover song.
That's a good segue too. Ready? Insert gears, turning, sound. Commend or condemn.
Ooh,
wow, these guys are production, man. Listen, we're not giving them enough money at this point. They're gonna walk on us right now, especially after what we just saw. So, what are we gonna do? What we've got something that it's a cool little website. Let's bring it up here. Yes, it is called Wheel of Names. And unfortunately, we've got the Wheel of Names, and you can see the names. I didn't really want to have that on there, but whatever. We're going to roll with it anyway. So we are going to either commend or condemn these cover songs. So let's get the wheel spinning and go with the first one, my friend.
We have no idea what's coming up here. So y'all going to have to bear with us because, oh, look what's coming. Look what's coming. Oh, that is kind of funny. That it's this particular song. Wow,
that is kind of funny. Why is that funny? Why is that funny?
Blue Monday, I actually was the one that threw this one in because I actually really like Orgy's version of Blue Monday, which was a song by New Order that obviously I remember from back in the day. So, and I like the song then by New Order. It's a good song. But Orgy did it, I thought, actually even better. I mean, it was really a really good song. So I was like, put that one in there, man, for sure. But like we like to do here at the Casually Serious podcast, we like to do a little bit of fact checking. So we did that, and we found out that, well, Blue Monday was already a cover song when New Order did it. And in fact, Fats Domino did it back in the 50s, and it was even a cover song when Fats Domino did it. He just popularized it.
To quote the young kids, we were 8 minutes ago years old when we found that out.
Yeah,
so that's embarrassing as shit.
So we had that one on there, figuring it was definitely a New Order song.
Definitely,
but we were wrong. And but at least we were able to get this information to you guys before we're on there. It literally was just happening before the show started.
Well, then having said all that,
hey, we were going to take it out. We were like, let's pull it out. Let's take. And production's like, you can't take it out now. The show's about to start. Like, roll that thing. Maybe Blue Monday doesn't come up.
We've spent millions. Yes, it's too late. We got to roll with it. So, are you commending, or you can?
It was written by a guy named Dave Bartholomew. That's why I thought, Bart a little earlier mentioned was kind of interesting. We were just talking about that. So Dave Bartholomew actually wrote the song in 1953. Fats Domino made it a little popular for a while back in the 50s. It went away for a bit. New Order brought it back. Orgy did it again. Here we are.
Wow. So you are
Blue Monday.
I'm guessing you're commending it, correct?
Dude, I'm commending it all across the board. I didn't even have a chance to listen to Fats' version, but I'm going to after the show, and let's see what that sounds like. But I imagine it's going to be pretty good. So I commend it across the board. I commend New Order for their version because I like it anyway, and I like Orgy's as well. So fully commended.
I'm commending New Order, but I am condemning the shit out of Orgy. I could not stand that band. I could not stand that cover. Their faces made me want to punch them. There was just something going on at the time. Now, listen, this song came out during a very tumultuous time in my life, which was basically the late 90s and 2000s as a whole. But regardless, at that point, I just didn't like. There were certain bands I didn't like back then that I love now. So I'm always late to a lot of parties. That's just the way. Some people have the Irish Goodbye, which I do. I actually have the Irish Arrival, where I'm just always late to that shit.
That's crazy.
I am going to condemn it. I couldn't stand it when it happened. But then again, I don't know. When it comes to covers, I'm a bit of a purist. But then when we were doing this fact checking, I realized that I'm not as much of a purist as I thought I was, because these songs aren't even from who I thought they were from. All right, let's get the wheel going again.
Let's try this again.
We're split on that one, 50-50, by the way. Oh, Always something there to remind me. Yes, it's definitely
I'm
worth.
glad this one came up for you.
Yeah. this one's all me. All right, so
This is
listen.
all you.
I think most of us, the Gen Xers out there, if we know this song, we're gonna know that Naked Eyes did it. At least I was 100% convinced that this was an original song by Naked Eyes. I loved it. It made it to one of my very first mixtapes for my wife. And it
A
wasn't
mixtape
until
for the kids that don't know is when we used to
yeah, go ahead. No, please go ahead.
we used to actually get songs like off of the radio. We would wait for songs to come on the radio. We'd like record, and we would make tapes that would be all a bunch of different songs from different people that we liked. So we'd either get them that way, or we had the double tape recorders where we would just tape certain songs. Any way
Right.
we could get our own songs on a tape, that we would make our own mixtapes. Crazy that
So
actually
that song made it on there. So you folks probably know the Naked Eyes. Here is a quick excerpt of the Lou Johnson version.
How it felt to kiss and be attacked. For how can I forget you? And there is always some.
All right, I'm pretty sure we might get hit for that. I don't know. I wanted to get it out there, but you had to hear that because I think and I'm going to go on record right now. I am commending Naked Eyes for this cover because it was such an amazing version of it. They stayed to it. And I think we had this conversation how we feel, at least I know that I feel, and I'm sure you concur, the European musicians always really honored Black musicians, the originators of soul and blues, rhythm and blues too, later. But they always had a massive respect for them. So this cover, and I think most covers done by European bands of original African-American artists, was all done out of respect. And I don't think I can say the same for some of these American artists that did the same. But I am commending Naked Eyes on their cover. What say you?
Well, I didn't know that this was a cover song either, nor did I hear that song until yesterday, I think. So after hearing the original song by Lou Johnson there, I think he did a pretty good job with that. It sounded nice. I feel that Naked Eyes kind of kept everything sort of, respectful to what that song was, and put their own, new spin on it to kind of fit the new age music. So I will say, because I can appreciate that music from the past, and I kind of like that era of music as well, that I will commend them for.
Okay.
I think appreciating the song and remaking it in a very positive way. They didn't destroy it. They didn't spit on it. They didn't walk all over it. That's a good version.
It reeks of Burt Bacharach. And it's definitely not a surprise that he wrote and composed the entire thing. Probably took credit for everything else too. That's how Burt was. All right, let's keep it going.
Roll them.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
And stop!
With a little help from my friends. All right.
So this one is like, I really, really have an affinity for Joe Cocker. I don't know, man. That guy, he does not a lot of covers, but he does a decent amount of cover songs. And I feel like this particular one, I mean, he did it so well. I mean, this is obviously a Beatles song. So, yeah. I mean, it's very rare that somebody is going to cover an iconic band like this and then still be able to pull it off. Now, I'm not sure, but I think maybe I'm in the minority in commending him for doing this, because number one, to have just taken such an iconic song from a band that really, it wasn't even that old, when he redid it. So it was something that just kind of fit, I think, his music style and when he puts his own kind of mark on it. And those of you that don't know Joe Cocker, the raspiness and the voice is everything with Joe Cocker. He always played with some of the greatest musicians. So musically, everything was always on point, which is why you could play a song like this. He made it sound just right. Put his own little spin on it. And I absolutely commend Joe Cocker on the remake of this song. Also, on top of that, I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I'm kind of here and there with Beatles, depending on the time frame and whatnot. So to me, in a way, I actually think Joe Cocker made this song better.
All right, I'm going to make a long story short here. Until my friend Stoney sat me down and forced me to listen to the Love Me Do Beatles music, I did not like them. I still don't really love them, but I understand now the really trippy, weird shit. I love the Beatles. So I'm actually going to commend Joe Cocker on this one too. And I want to point out that we can't forget how deep this song went into popular culture when John Belushi redid it on Saturday Night Live. I think with Joe Cocker there, if I'm not mistaken, I could swear he did this song with Joe Cocker there. He did this amazing version of it, but at the same time, he always had I think that was a skit that he did. But this, I think it was kind of cemented into popular culture after that kind of happened. That's just my 2 cents on it. But I'm commending them, both versions of that, if I'm being honest. I love them both.
Yeah, very good.
With a little help from my friends, let's go.
Can you spin it a little slower? The thing is...
I know, it's kind of wacky, dude. Hey, we got to go again. Always something was already there. Come on.
Can that happen?
We can't.
That just goes to show you that it's real.
Right.
This is live. Right. This is really happening.
I'm not putting my finger on the wheel and trying to stop it. All right, Ken, man, you want to take this one? All right, this one is going to go over the heads of 99%.
Lots of people.
99%.
Went over mine, yes.
So Dissident Aggressor is the song that is on South of Heaven by Slayer for all you churchgoers out there. As you can see, it is track number 9 on South of Heaven. But what I did not know is that originally it was a Judas Priest song. And what's really funny is if you listen to the Slayer version of it, all of the high-pitched notes that Rob Halford sings, Jeff Hanneman plays with a guitar, because none of them are going to hit those notes. It's quite hilarious when you start listening to them back and forth.
It was kind of fun.
But I am obviously, as a lifelong Slayer fan, one of my favorite bands ever. Not to say that they can't do anything wrong. They certainly can. Getting back together. But I really, really like this version, especially when I went back and listened to it. And thank you again to Stoney for pointing this out to me years ago. He's like, you didn't know that was a Priest song? And I'm like, of course I didn't know that. We had a very big conversation about Priest a long time ago, if you can remember that, Ken, man, with Stoney and Jason McMaster of Dangerous Toys fame. So I'm going to commend. Do you have anything to say, condemn or commend on this one?
I mean, I had not known that it was a Judas Priest song either. And after hearing it last night, yeah, I mean, I'm good with it. I actually like Judas Priest version. It was cool. And I never knew. I already liked the song from Slayer. Had no idea it was a cover song. So I'll go commend all the way across because I like both versions.
I like it too, man. It's pretty good. Go check it out if you don't have a fear of Satan or anything like that. All right, let's go.
Or even if you do. Don't be
healthy fear of Satan. Oh, Lord.
This is all you.
I love it loud. No, don't cheer for this, guys. Don't cheer for this. There's no window love. No window love. All right, so for all you folks out there who might have known, the original I Love It Loud is a.k.a. Me Gusta Fuerte. I Love It Loud is actually a Kiss song, which is on the Creatures of the Night album. One of sort of their reintroduction to a newer sound. And I loved it. But along came the late 90s, early 2000s when rap rock was sort of like really sort of infecting the airwaves, not just Limp Bizkit. I'm talking about everyone wanting to be Limp Bizkit. And these schmuckaronis decided that they wanted to go ahead and cover this song, I Love It Loud. I'm not sure if I'm going to play this. I don't even want to give it any attention, if I'm being honest. I played it for Ken Man yesterday, and it's everything that you think white college, probably sexually assaulted someone kind of really stinky cologne man would listen to. It's that fucking band right there. So I am definitely on the condemn list for that one right there. There's no reason anyone should be covering that late of a Kiss song, let alone that song, and doing what they did to it, which was just smearing a bunch of nasty college testosterone and frosted tips and puka shell necklaces all over the damn thing.
I condemn them both. I mean, it's a terrible song by Kiss, and it's a terrible song by these people too. So no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What do you mean, these people?
I actually, who are you calling these people?
The Jewish ones or the Italians? That's all that made up that band.
That's true.
That's a crazy one. If you go look up Funk Junkies, I Love It Loud, and then go take a Xanax because you're going to need to if you haven't. If you got any pride,
so bad.
It's such an angering thing. All right, let's keep going. For the record, it's condemned on both sides for Ken Man, and I only chose one condemnation.
I'll give kisses.
Oh, damn!
Where are we?
All right.
Along the watchtower. This is
All
another one.
along the
And
watchtower.
this one got me too. I got to admit, and I probably shouldn't let this one get me, being kind of a classic rock fan, and that's kind of my thing. And I had no idea that Bob Dylan wrote this song. I had no idea Bob Dylan wrote this song. Totally thought this was Jimmy's song. No clue Bob was the original guy to write this song. No clue. Really thought it was Jimmy. So was able to hear Bob's version yesterday. He did it very Bob-like. There's a whole lot of harmonica, obviously, and a whole lot of moaning and groaning. And but overall, Jimmy really paid good respect to the song because he really kind of kept the structure of the song together. He replaced the harmonica parts with amazing guitar and just obviously sang it incredibly. So Jimmy absolutely killed it. Thank you, Bob.
Does he also do the original version of "I'm Your Baby Tonight" from Whitney Houston? Is that who? I don't know if he does that one too. That's whatever you want from me. That would be horrible to hear. All right. Well, knowing that it was originally this guy who I'm sorry, I don't like, and seeing that it was done by this guy, since we are talking about the commending or the condemnation of a song, I am going with the commendment of Jimi Hendrix. He cannot do anything wrong. I love that guy. If it wasn't for that band and Mitch Mitchell, I might not have been so interested in wanting to be a drummer. Believe it or not, that band had a lot of influence. But thank you to Tom Bernal, my stepfather, for introducing that band to me, and that record too. I'm all over it, man. What about you?
I think this is just another respect thing, and it came from one great musician in
Right.
Jimi Hendrix and to another incredible. If you don't like his songs in particular, Bob Dylan is one of the greatest songwriters that's ever lived on this planet. So even though maybe we don't know, not a lot of people love his delivery of his music, this just proves that his songwriting is incredible, because as his song moved on to incredible fame through Jimi Hendrix, to this day, it's amazing. And good point right there by Tammy. That was the song that we actually left off our wheel of greatness. But Radar Love, absolutely done very well by White Lion, and terrible by Golden Earring. So to me, that would be a huge commendment to White Lion for making that song better. Golden Earrings was horrible.
That little drum breakdown, that part right there, I used to torment my band SWAT, Ed Matus and Tony Cena. I used to torment them with that. Every time I would play that breakdown, for some reason they would get so pissed. So I played it all the time. It was wonderful. We always love doing that kind of shit to each other.
See, with Ed and Tony, I can kind of see why I could be into White Lion, man. That's not those aren't White Lion. That's not White Lion fans. Right?
Oh man! All right, so I'm definitely on the commend, and so are you. So let's
absolutely
roll.
Fully commending. Great song, by the way. Dave Matthews even did All Along the Watchtower, and it wasn't bad. And not a huge Dave Matthews fan, but pretty damn good.
No puzzles.
See, got another one. Yeah, boo. No,
that's all right.
No winner. Moving on.
Oh, giggity. Okay. Proud
Mary. Great song. But this one, I think we all knew was a cover song, written by John Fogerty and recorded as Creedence Clearwater Revival, but played again and made extremely popular by Ike and Tina. And so I feel like most people probably knew that was a cover, and this is a hard one for me because I'm a huge Creedence Clearwater fan. I love John Fogerty, another amazing songwriter. So the original song it's one of my favorites. I mean, it's one of my favorite Creedence songs, just straight up. So, but how does Tina do anything wrong? I mean, it's like I can't use the word condemn and Tina Turner in the same sentence. So it really won't be possible for me to say condemn on this one. I'm going to commend for the respect both Ike and Tina gave to John and his songwriting skills and what they put on that song and the energy that they put into that song. I mean, they're different songs. I mean, when you listen to them, the energy is ridiculous. With Ike and Tina, and so 100% I'm going to commend them, but certainly not by saying that they made it better per se. But they took a great song and they just added an incredible spin to it. I love them both.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Like, is it up to the person covering a song to do it to the letter? What's going on, Richard? How you doing? Is it up to the person covering a song to actually stick to the soul and the heart and soul of a song, or is it up to them to kind of make it their own. I honestly feel if you're going to cover a song, there should be something different about it, but maybe something close enough to what you're covering so that someone can recognize that it's a cover, first of all. But at the same time, I don't know that there's really any obligation, man. I feel like if someone gives you the ability to cover their song, then they're telling you do whatever you want with it. Hopefully it doesn't suck.
And I think that's the difference with some artists, though, where
Right.
some of them are going to go ahead and put their own spin on it and change things enough. Even if a few songs, well, we haven't talked about them yet, so maybe I won't say what I was about to say. Let's see what comes up.
Ah,
Maybe it'll come up, and I could use the analogy I was going to use, and it does not.
and we know, Renegades of Funk. Renegades of Funk. So what do you know this? Who do you think first did this?
So I honestly knew that it was a cover song because it was on an album full of covers from Rage Against the Machine. So, but I wasn't
Yes.
100% sure who did it, though. I never really looked back and realized who did the song originally. So finding out that it was Bambaataa, I was like, wow, that's very interesting. Went back to listen to that. And again, this is another respect thing, right? I mean, absolutely, fully respect by Rage. And this song, I mean, Rage's version now that of this song, amazing. I love it. So fully you commend there. But once again, not taking anything from Bambaata's song, man.
Oh, man. Listen, Rage
if you've never heard it, go listen to it. It's great. It's good.
They
stuff,
took the soul of it, that renegade part of it, and twisted it to kind of how Rage thinks. Renegade against the system, renegade against what was normal. If you look at just the visuals of what Soul Sonic Force and African Bambaataa were back then, if you think that what you see on this cover is not what they were wearing in real life, then you're out of your friggin' mind, because that's exactly what they were wearing.
They look like on stage. Yep.
And even earlier than that, there were the first hip hop acts were wearing leather and spikes. And sunglasses. It was very much mimicking hard rock and heavy metal at the time too, because it wasn't really. They weren't saying, "Oh, we're like heavy metal." What it is, it was still a rebellion thing. It was sort of like we're untouchable. So both sides, heavy metal and hip hop, were adopting that sort of look, and it's just crazy that it sort of began and end with them. I don't think it got any further than Africa Bambaataa with that spike thing, and I mean. Pow Wow and Bam and GLOBE and Mr. Biggs. That's some OG hip hop right there.
Yes,
so
it is.
Absolutely. I'm definitely going with a commend on that one, because Rage is one of my favorite bands ever.
We're gonna have time for a couple more, so let's see what we can do.
Oh, nothing compares. Good job. Can you hit the high one? Nothing. All right. Sorry about that. I did not mean to do that. Holy shit. All right. So this is obviously the very first version I think as a whole, as a country, knew this, because I don't know anyone else that recorded this, but as Ken Man does and the production crew, they both got in there and did a bunch of digging and come to find out that it actually obviously was not. I think we all knew that eventually found out that it was not Sinead O'Connor, but in fact Prince that wrote the song. But even deeper than that, you're telling me that there is no recorded version of Prince singing the song, that it is somebody else singing it?
Yep. Yeah, and I can't even give you that information. Sorry, I'm unprepared for that particular one, but there is a band that was put together under Prince's guide. So he kind of had it all. He was kind of pulling the strings with this band and getting them all together. And he had that band actually record and release this song. So this is why that is considered a cover song from Sinead O'Connor, because it was recorded and released by another band. Although that band is so insignificant, I can't even tell you their name. But it was through Prince, and it was Prince, and of course Prince wrote the song.
All right, listen to this. Folks, I will say it again. You have it reversed. Prince is not covering this song. Prince wrote Nothing Compares to You in 1984. Sinead did her cover in 1990. Some other people who might not be here that Prince wrote either gave away and covered other artists. The list is huge. Manic Monday by the Bangles. Apollonia did that. I Feel For You by Shaka Khan was written by Prince, apparently.
Yep, I knew
So Buttons. Hold on, we're gonna get this out of here. This, and I'm going to do it really fast. All right.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
All right. So I think
Mm,
he did record it.
look at
I
that.
think he did record it somewhere, man. God, I hope we don't get hit for that, dude. It should have
Yeah.
been just under 7 seconds for that. But Prince, man, I mean, look, dude, if we do, then I'll take it. You know what I mean? That's Prince, bro. But
That
still,
works.
I think when I first heard that song, and there's also another version of this we're not talking about, and I don't know why we didn't think about it, but Chris Cornell does a version that will bring you to tears.
Oh yes,
That is
absolutely. He did.
absolutely
Yep.
one of the
Really
most
good.
gut-wrenching versions
Yeah,
of that song you will ever
absolutely.
hear. There's something about
Incredible
Cornell
voice.
that I always
Good voice.
resonated with me, dude. And oh man. Anyway, so I think Sinead did a great version. What do we got? Oh, we're right on the nose. Let's do one more. Whatever. We're over.
Come on, let it be respect or just make it respect. Let's just make it respect, all right? That's it. Let's just go. Respect, respect. Now blue money skirt, respect. So respect. Aretha Franklin, right?
Okay. All right. We're going with
Wrong!
respect.
Wrong! Aretha Franklin did not write respect. That's a cover
You're sure?
song.
Are you
No,
sure?
I'm positive. Just
Who
as
did?
positive as I was. No. Otis Redding. Otis Redding. Otis, my man. He wrote and recorded respect, and also did it quite well. Listen to that
That's
yesterday.
crazy.
Pretty darn good. Now Aretha obviously did Aretha, and she added some stuff. She did. She made some changes, like we were talking about earlier. She actually made some changes. She sped the song up a little bit. She threw in the whole. There was a couple of spots in the middle. There were some things that she kind of changed up on the bridge. She played with it a little bit. So she did add her own to it. So I feel like this one I really like a lot, and I really commend Aretha for sure. I mean, how could you not?
Yeah.
And this song is incredible, obviously, and everyone. I mean, I always thought it was always hers. She made it hers, but when I found out it was a cover, and then it's like, okay, well, who did it? It's got to be some nobody. It's Otis Redding, though. It's like it's not a nobody. It's a person with another incredible songwriter
Right.
with an incredible voice. So hearing him sing this song, although
It sounds
different,
perfect. It sounds
was
perfect.
really,
Dude.
really good. So
Yeah.
So again,
here's
double commendment, but just one that I didn't know was a cover. That was a big one for me.
There's some honorable mentions we're going to push through real quick since we're already 2 minutes over. The sponsor is going to kill us. It doesn't even matter anymore. Everybody knows that Girls Just Want to Have Fun was actually a Cyndi Lauper song, or do they? They don't.
You would be
They
wrong.
don't. They don't. This freaking guy over here, was it? Did we say Richard Hazard?
That's his name, man. It's something. Hazard.
Richard
No,
Hazard.
Robert. It's Robert.
Robert Hazard. Robert Hazard. He actually, and you can look this up on YouTube. Robert Hazard. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Listen to this version. It is absolutely insane. We have also got Yes, I Will Always Love You, right? But I think all of us knew that Dear Old Dolly did that one first, right? I mean, that's not really really a big deal. Garth Brooks did a version of Hard Luck Woman that was on the Kiss My Ass album. That was originally, I believe, on Rock and Roll Over, if I'm not mistaken.
It's good respect right there, country guy throwing out some rock music like that. It's a little bit of love. I like it.
And
I think a little crossover there.
That could have been all of them. I think that we touched all of them, man.
So we grabbed them all. Y'all got it. And we even threw White Lion in there, man. All good. Anybody else got anything else? No, we're done. We're late. Nice seeing you guys.
We're done. We're done late. Yeah, I know, right?
In a couple of weeks or so. Yeah, see, look, I let people learn things. See, you learn things here. Come visit with us.
There were so many more too that we were going through that were like, holy shit. Once Ken Man came up with this idea, it sort of just started falling. And then I think we could have made the little slits on that thing so much smaller with how many more bands that we could have. But we just decided, you know what? Let's not. These were they. Folks. We don't want to put them through this. So, all right. Well, hell, that was. I did not think we were going to get through that, but we rocked it out, man. Hey, we have a new outro yet or no?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
We just say goodbye. Whatever.
We're out of here. Have a good night, folks. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Dirty
Check out our YouTube stuff, man, and check out all these shows that we have. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But again, we got a lot of these. We got tons of topics. Go look at all this stuff. Go check all these things out and like it and share it and sign up for it and all the things you're supposed to do. Just help us. Thank you. Thank you.
Gear attorney, commend or condemn. Thank you so much, guys. That was great. All right, we're out of here, folks. Love you.